And they're off. Let's see if both of these runners can get their Klungo cutscene skips. The skip that they're going to use to skip the Klungo cutscene.
Easy trick.
Easy every time.
Went up to the hardest trick in the game, the mohill jump. Xafi missing it.
Yeah, Xafication had a pretty quick setup for his Klungo cutscene skip as well, making it a little out, but tripping over the molehill is definitely something that just happens all the time. Like, half the time I jump off it, I have no idea why. I just expect to flap out of Talon Trot every single time. Or if you jump too early, what happened to Xafication, you don't make it up.
Yeah.
Alright, both players starting out even ground with Blue Potion Klungo though. Blue Potion's always terrible to see in Klungo 1 just because you never really know where the clones are going to run, so you have to play it safe and up close. But if both players are doing it, then even footing. Unless one of them decides to go for the YOLO shot, which, ooh.
Okay.
Tgump playing it really safe there. It looked like he went in for the kill, but then realized he was making a mistake and stopped. So he waited an extra long time, but it was just enough time for Xafication to catch up on the tail end of the fight, so both of them are going to be even again, leaving Klungo. I think Tgump's a little closer to the door, though, so he's going to make it out first.
Yeah, he's going to take a slight lead here.
Yeah. But knowing what happens at Red House, as well as GGM early, the lead could easily switch at any point, so...
Doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Here's the T-jump.
First try from both of them. It's pretty good. We probably have a really exciting race on our hands today, too, because Xafication just got a PB as well. So both these runners running about the same time. Xafication now having a better PB than Tgump. Tgump's got a very low sum of best for his time as well, so I mean, he could explode with a minute-long PB at any time, basically.
I mean, this dude's got a 42 sum of best. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. 42 sum of best with a 44-44. Yeah, I think Xafication got, I think he got like a 44-36, I think. Something like that. It was a 44-30X. Oh, 44-23. Even better than we thought. So,
Oh, dang.
yeah. So, he got a pretty big PB. It was like a 20 or 30 second PB or something like that.
That's a pretty big PB once you're getting down into the 44s there.
Yeah. I can't remember what Xafication's PB was going into the tournament. I think he had a 46. Can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, a lot of people had like pretty high times going into the tournament, and so many people have PB'd since the start of the tournament.
One of the great things about these tournaments,
Yeah.
people just improve their times so much.
Yeah. Especially iCup.
Yeah.
iCup's dropped his time lower than anyone else. Alright, the second beak bust of the split coming up right now. Plateau early. Xafication got dive bombed by the Grunny Dack. Oh my god!
Got Doofus getting in Tgump's way there.
I've never seen him that close to the wall.
I haven't either. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was some really bad luck on Tgump there. I was gonna say bad luck from Xafication having the Grunny Dactyl dive him and be in the way, but at least he was able to run out of the way. But Oh my god, zero try.
Nice
GGM early from
GGM early.
Xafication as well. And
Tgump having
Tgump's in there
a
as
bit
well.
of trouble getting in there.
Yeah, Xafication had a really clean split there. Like, I think pretty much everything went according to plan. His trip from the Red House trouble to Jiggy Wiggy's, or Jingling's castle was a little bit sloppy with his camera and stuff like that, but I mean everything else looked really nice. Pretty good running shoes section too. He's looking to maybe get, I think he can probably still get a 10. Yeah.
Tgump having a lot of trouble. Missed one of the note nests. Had to try to get on top of the boulder and just couldn't.
Ooh, Xafication falling down below into the water though. This is going to give Tgump a little bit of a chance to catch up. Misses the Jiggy too. Oh, and Tgump missed the Jiggy altogether as well. Tgump doesn't take any fall damage either, so he's going to be taking a lot of damage on the Yeehaw.
Not like this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so not a great waterfall section from either of the runners, but at least Xafication took the fall damage that he needed when he fell off the waterfall, so... Oh no, he didn't get the Jiggy though!
Oh no! Dude, who would do such a thing?
Oh my goodness, when are people gonna learn? The fast damage is great and all, but you gotta make sure you got the Jiggy. Oh, that was looking so nice too until that happened.
Really was.
Yeah, so this is going to be Tgump's chance to get his edge in now until Mayhem Temple when more stuff can go wrong. I mean, there's always a chance of stuff. Yeah, there's always a chance of stuff happening the rest of Mayhem or Glitter Gulch Mine, but not so much now that the first chunk is over. Well, hopefully that's the last of the spaghetti we'll see from Xafication in the run. That's a big mistake to make. But it's a mistake we've seen a lot of people make.
It really is.
And I mean, when you fall behind, you know, falling down in Power Hut, you know, doing this, dying to detonator levitation and having to go back, like, it's a huge time loss, and then you're pretty much in catch-up for the rest of the race. Until your opponent makes a mistake, and if they don't, then you're pretty out of luck. Tgump gonna be about a minute 20 seconds ahead, or a little bit longer, about a minute 30. That's a lot of time to have to catch up for Xafication. I mean, looking at the other side of it, it definitely makes the race a lot more interesting, seeing if, you know, the one player has what it takes to catch up. Meanwhile, scrutinizing everything the other player does, just making sure they're not, you know, bleeding seconds. But in a 44-minute category, making up a minute and a half of mistakes is hard.
There's a good start for Xafi. Tgump missing detonator levitation.
That was a really fast backup on the detonator levitation. Like, Tgump just... Well, he jumped out of the water to kind of reset himself a little bit, you know, shake his head, get himself back in the game, and then when he jumped back in the water, he, like, immediately rose up. I would have expected him to take a little bit longer than that to, you know, get surfaced and get set up, but no, he just went for it. Tgump on his first Jam Jar silo now. No bonk. Xafication getting a pretty quick second try detonator levitation, so definitely made up a little bit of time on Tgump.
Thankfully he didn't detonate on the first try, so he didn't lose as much time as Tgump did.
Yeah, the detonator levitation is really curious because, I mean, because it's so laggy, you know, if you're pressing the buttons really fast when the game is like super laggy, you'll do that like kind of empty jump and nothing will happen. And then sometimes, you know, you do the detonation. I don't know, both of them kind of feel bad. I mean, at least if you jump without detonating, like, it still sucks to happen. Xafication gets the first bonk of the run. As I'm...
Classic.
Yeah, classic. I mean, both taking damage and just doing an empty jump with detonator levitation, they both kind of suck the same to me a little bit, but you feel definitely worse about taking damage because, I mean, not only does it really laggy. Oh, Tgump has to jump the boards.
Right, but at the same time, I kind of feel like if you do just the jump, it almost feels harder to recover from because you have control of the detonator while he's rising, and so like you try to adjust your angle a little bit, and it just throws you off.
Yeah. But also taking damage and failing it is like, it makes you sweat a little more because you only can do that twice.
Oh yeah. Right. Get the style poop from Xafi. Missing the ladder the first time, but getting the regrab.
Yeah, regrabbing the ladder is definitely difficult.
Yeah, it's like you want to mash Z to get the beak bust again, but you don't want to build drill either.
Yeah. I mean, even when you're mashing Z, like, it's really hard to mash it, like, to mash it at the right time. Like, I just find it's easier to time rather than mash. But then again, I'm terrible at mashing any button, so. I always mash it on, like, the off frames where, like, you can't beak bust, or it's too late, so.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kind of anticipate that you're going to miss the bottom of the ladder, which is hard to react to. I mean, there's no penalty for pressing Z while you're on the ladder. Nothing happens.
Right.
Alright, Tgump with the bill drill coming out of the silo on his way back to Jiggy Wiggies. Makes up for the egg poop that Xafication did. That is too far. Oh my god, it worked. That looked like it was way too far to the right. Thought that egg was going straight into the wall. Alright, let's see what kind of puzzles we got out of Tgump today.
Always a trip watching Tgump do puzzles.
Solid 89 Mayhem Temple puzzle.
Respectable 89.
Oh, I can't stop yawning today. Something about waking up.
It's one of those days, I swear.
I mean, today I ate like lunch for the first time in a long time. Like, normally I have like small snacks for like in the middle of the day because I don't usually have a big lunch, but I got off work super early and then I decided to make myself some soup and a grilled cheese, and it was really nice. comfort food.
Slipping into that good food coma. Yeah.
So going into the Mayhem Temple puzzle, it looks like Xafication is about 1 minute 5 seconds behind Tgump now. He saved a lot of time on Tgump throughout the rest of GGM. So
Very nice 92.
and saved a little bit of time on the puzzle as well. So he's slowly crawling his way back, but he's still gonna have to hope that Tgump makes a couple mistakes, because 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there is great and all, but it's not gonna add up to 1 minute throughout the rest of the run. So Tgump on his way to attempt Jade Snake Grove early. The first major trick of Mayhem Temple. And the only major trick, really.
Yeah.
Other than first
Looks
try
good.
pillars, or first try prison code.
Yeah. Although I was kind of forgetting about pillars, that has been a big deal throughout the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, pillars was definitely the hardest part of the old any percent route before the GGM early one. And now, even now that there's a bunch of stuff here that's, I mean, stuff here that's pickier, I wouldn't necessarily say harder. Like, Jade Snake Grove early, I think, is a little bit more difficult than pillars. GGM early is way more precise than pillars, but I mean, it's, if you fail it, it doesn't matter. You just do it again. It's like 2 seconds. Right. But pillars is still causing people to lose runs and lose races even. Xafication having a nice Jade Snake Grove early as well. He took a long time to aim down to the left. I'm not sure if he stopped, like, if he knew where his, he was, because he took a long time to aim to the left. I thought he was going to pop out of the vines for sure. But
yeah, that looked a little sketch, but if it works for him, you know.
Yeah.
Tooie's one of those games.
I think you have about 1.5 seconds to react to the hole how you would, but you can slow that down obviously by aiming yourself down a bit. None of those are hard numbers, of course, just how it feels.
Right.
Tgump losing a little bit of time on his beak bombs as well, landing by the Coliseum Jinjo, and then had to beak bomb down to the second note. Didn't quite have the height, but he has lots of feathers. I didn't see where Tgump...
Yeah, I saw he didn't use a feather.
Yeah. I mean, he could have used like 5 feathers to beak bomb down, to be honest. I don't know where Tgump got all these extra feathers from. I think he might have collected a red feather nest in right before doing the fire switch.
Yeah, he had to have. Even then, I feel like he's still got a lot, but...
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the run, you should probably have...
Oh, that angle aim up.
Anywhere from 6 to 8 feathers.
Yeah.
Since he didn't use any on the top of the tower.
Xafication hanging on to the Coliseum.
Oh,
here,
yeah, he's got to run
Can you not
back.
pull yourself up?
No, you can't.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The thing...
Oh, it's not big enough.
Yeah, the ledge isn't big enough. You can only hold off of it. And so if you grip grab that ledge, you have no choice but to let go and run back to the flight pad.
Oh my god. This game. Not what Xafication wants as
Did
he's
he
trying to
get the
catch up
Jinjo?
here.
I don't think he got the Jinjo.
Yeah, he got the Jinjo.
Oh, he did?
He got the Jinjo.
Oh, he got the Jinjo,
Yeah.
but then slipped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have had to.
Tgump getting second try code.
No. Yeah. At this point now, Tgump needs to make a major mistake in order for Xafication to catch up. Because
I think we've got a major mistake coming right up.
it seems like something so little, the beak bomb to the Jinjo at the prison, or not prison compound, the stadium, kickball stadium. Ooh, and then he beak bombs the wrong way. Oh my god, he's got no feathers left.
Yeah, he
I
has
mean,
no
he can
feathers.
try this beak bomb, but he's gonna have to wait for him to land.
Wow.
Yeah, you need 2 feathers to make it to the field.
I'm still impressed that he managed to get the treble clef. I had no confidence in that. Decent flies, but missing all his shots. Starting to run away.
Yeah. The flies were really good to him too. Like he was in a spot where he would have had to look around quite a bit for the flies, but one of them, as he was trying to shoot the other ones, kind of flew out into his field of view. So Tgump making fine work
solid
with his
pillar
pillars.
for Tgump. Little slip on the boulder, but otherwise very clean.
The boulder is the hardest pillar.
It is.
Xafication getting 3rd try code as well. He's definitely not having not having a good race.
No, that's unfortunate when you're not playing the greatest and the game just kicks you while you're down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really funny the way that Mayhem Temple goes, because, you know, it starts out with Jade Snake early, and then you got to do all this fine movement around the level, and then there's this, and then there's that. And then right when all of that stuff is over, you make it through the level, you still have to just put up with what Prison Compound dishes out. It's like, why, game? Why?
What happened to Xafi? Memes happened to Xafi. He had a mishap in GGM. He died before grabbing the Flooded Caverns Jiggy. And then in MT, he grabbed the Kickball Stadium ledge, so he had to drop off instead of continuing the flying section.
Good pillars from Xafication, though.
Yeah, really.
Xafication quite not making it onto the roof of the prison compound. But yeah, it's just funny how it goes with a lot of the races. Like, even though a lot of runners, you know, they do this, they do that, there's practice, there's PBs, and all this, everyone can still have those runs that are just, they're terrible to come out when it comes to races, but I mean, they happen all the time.
I think I'm still managing an 80 with that was quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie. That was a grade A Tgump puzzle right there, and he still pulls out the 80.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to do worse than an 80 on the Witchy World puzzle.
I mean, hell, Mumbo Token got a 78 yesterday.
Yeah, that was an interesting puzzle too. Like I said, it's hard to get less than an 80.
Alright, Tgump's claim to fame, the JRL puzzle.
Let's see if he can conquer his demons. Apparently not.
It's going pretty well after that first piece.
Yeah. His pieces look really good now. Like, he didn't start off with great pieces, but the rest of his puzzle worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think without those mistakes at the beginning, it could have been a pretty solid 81. Meanwhile, on Xafication's side, he's not having a bad puzzle either. '83 Witchy World. I'd take that any day. Witchy World is easily my worst puzzle in this speedrun.
I'm probably one of the only people who says that. I feel like JRL is the most common bad puzzle.
Yeah. I mean, with JRL, the pieces can split up in just such terrible ways, but I don't know. My problem with the Witchy World puzzle, like I've said before, isn't so much the puzzle itself, but it's how the Banjo's hand moves to like pick up the pieces. Mayhem Temple and Witchy World are two worst puzzles. JRL is like, it's really fun to map out where the pieces are at, and the light in the center of the room makes it kind of easy to figure out where they go, but I mean, it's just how it goes. With more pieces, you have to like look at the pieces more to be able to route them properly. And sometimes you just get those puzzles where you can't do anything except just cross the puzzle. Xafication had a bunch of easy pieces to slot in the top right of his puzzle as well, but he chose them to save him to the end, and I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, Tgump having a pretty standard Witchy World so far. Not a whole lot. Standy World.
Pretty uneventful. Standy World.
Standy
Pretty
World.
uneventful level.
Alright, Xafication just entering his file now. He's exactly one Witchy World split behind.
Yeah, it looks like it's about a minute 56. Math is hard, man.
How much?
Minute 56 is what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay.
The deficit for Xafi. We got some commentary from the chat. Wow, these noobs don't use the Goldie Unla. I'm not quite sure what's trying to go on here.
The Goldinla.
Gondola, that's what he's trying to say.
Oh, gondola. Okay. The train.
Wait, no, he's talking about the train. Dude, we don't use the train in any percent. We don't even fight old King Cole.
Do you think he meant to say the Golden Goliath? Like the golden something?
That's an old route, man.
The thing that flies across the level. So the gondola. Yeah, that's the gondola. It's not a train. Well, I think if I ever name my split after that thing, it's gonna be
Uh-oh.
Goldie and La. Tgump getting meme signed on his way into JRL. Back to the race.
Nana Nana Batman triggered that Tgump isn't doing his camera lock.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works. I only ever saw him talk about it once.
I
And
feel like it's slower
I
though, because
wasn't,
you have to like walk into Pano's doorway.
yeah, like, I mean, you can easily just tap your C right button between your jumps. I'm not up to date with how the strat works. Alright, Tgump was practicing this octopus before his race. Oh, and he's finally
Redemption.
learned. He's finally learned to swim slightly to the right after going
He
around the
cleaned, he
octopus's
cleaned his
face.
controller out.
Yeah, no more dirt. And here we have Xafication.
The creators of Dust in the Console. I think at the last minute remembering he needs feathers. Oh, these deals! Oof, that was scary. That one was going right for him.
And Tgump gets a bonk. Alright, time for Xafication swim now. Let's see if he can make it out. Yeah, you did, Alpha. I did that on purpose. I know exactly what sounds I have going on my stream. Alright, Tgump's on his way to Klungo 2 now. Let's see if he gets the optimal potions. Even though blue potion is suboptimal in a race, having blue-green is still a good order. Sort of. I guess by what I said's definition, it is the wrong order.
Not really. Green blue is definitely where it's at.
Green anything in a race. I mean, if it's a tight race, obviously you want green-blue, but I would just rather not have blue at all in a race.
Yeah, because that clone can, as we saw with Asmi yesterday, that clone can just be a real dick sometimes.
Unfortunately, I think if you don't go for YOLO shot, I think blue-red is the slowest combination you can have in a race.
Yes, that sounds right.
Xafication with a really interesting camera angle. As Banjo dies to the flames.
Yeah.
Now he's out of JRL. Exactly 1 minute behind Tgump. Wait, is that 31?
That's 31. That's a minute 50.
Yeah, I meant to say 2 minutes, not 1 minute. But yeah, I thought that said 35:51.
A little hard to read his splits.
Yeah. I mean, with
My
how
old eyes cannot
small,
see that small.
yeah, with how small the VLC window is, it's hard to make out the white text on the bright red of his split background, but
Marking these half-size players.
yeah, y'all in chat can't see the splits unless you're looking at their streams. You can see the bright red, like, on the right side of his timer, though. Let's give a shout out to Xafication's mouse, which has been over his timer this entire race.
Are these guys spaced out enough that we'll get perfect cutscene watching?
I think it'll be really close. I mean, Xafication will definitely be at least into the main menu, starting up the cutscene before Tgump's done watching his cutscene. Ooh.
I'm go jumping.
The Klungo jumped? Xafication sitting there for a couple seconds, contemplating getting into Talon Trot.
Asking himself, what have I done to get to this moment?
As Klungo's butt drop commences on top, there's a freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Oh, he gets another bonk!
And a bonk to top it all off.
Oh my god, the game is... Xafication said, had to finish my whiskey. He's had that kind of race.
Can't say I blame him.
Right, Tgump just going into
Jam
the
jar
file
bringing
as
up another glass.
Xafication save and quits out.
Just received a text message. It's hot.
It's hot. I haven't had Pizza Hut in like years.
Double cutscenes.
Alright, all Tgump's gotta do is make it through his Hag 1 fight. He was doing a little bit of practicing before the race started as well, so hopefully he's got it down, but you never know. Xafication's hopes and dreams are lying in Tgump's Hag 1 fight at this point. Easy peasy.
I didn't know Tgump did the grenade strats.
Yeah, he was doing it during his practice earlier.
He's feeling comfy enough.
Yeah. And I think he's tried to do it in races previously, but he hasn't done it like the entire way. This one's going to be hard though. Being directly behind Hag 1 is really, really difficult to get the quick shot. Wow, he's at just the right height that he could shoot from all angles.
Yep.
I mean, good aiming on him, but yeah. Don't want to be behind Hag 1.
No.
Especially because then at the start of the mortar phase here, you have to kind of run an extra way. The further Grunny has to turn to face you, the longer the phase lasts, because she doesn't start firing the mortar until she's directly facing you.
Yep. Like he's abandoning his grenades.
Yeah.
Probably not a wise decision. He can't seem to aim with the fire eggs.
Yeah, but if he can't aim with the fire eggs, that also means he'd probably have problems with the grenade eggs too, so... Like, if you're not aimed properly with fire eggs, it's definitely hard to hit with the grenade eggs. I think Tgump miscounted his
He's going to
mortars.
stand really far away. Yeah.
That's how far away he was before.
There we go.
I don't know, the further away, there's like a certain distance between Hag 1 that's like not quite so far away that it's too far away, but like not too close that you can shoot fine, but still out of your like optimal range, where it's easy to do the quick shot, but there's a risk
Right.
of maybe getting a second like bolt out. I don't know, everyone's got their own comfy range, I feel. I know for sure that I need to change my comfy range because I keep missing.
Tgump, what are you doing, man?
Tgump's the right battery first. Kinda shit poster. He did that in practice earlier too, and I was shaking my head.
Risk mitigation.
Great, Tgump running his second clockwork in. He's almost on the tail end of the fight. Still got lots of health, lots of eggs.
He can pretty much just run this one home.
Yeah. Xafication's still on his first battery phase. Tgump's behind the drill and too close to the drill. Definitely not a good combination.
For half a second, I had a window pop up over where I have Xafication stream, and I saw the camera zoom in. I'm like, oh no, did he die? I realized he had just shot a clockwork.
I did that earlier. I looked over and thought he died, but it turned out he was just looking at the ceiling during the mortars. here we go.
Yeah, I'm
Last
barely
shot.
gonna squeak in that sub 46.
Yep,
Easy game.
45.
45-57.
Yeah.
Nice run from Tgump.
Yeah. Everything in I can't remember the word.
Uh-huh.
GG for Tgump.
Yeah. Pretty smooth for him. It's a pretty smooth run for him, honestly, once he was out of GGM.
Yeah.
All of his time loss was concentrated there.
Yeah, obviously getting second try prison code sucks, but I mean, other than that, there wasn't a whole lot in MT that went wrong. And I mean, for most players, like at the at the 44 level or lower, like from the end of the puzzles up until Hag 1, like it's pretty smooth sailing. There's not a whole lot that can happen
Yeah, it's all
in
the
between
same.
that time. It's like just this big 15-minute period where nothing really happens. Alright, Xafication on his 1 health left. Almost done. Ugger walks up and doesn't quite hit him, but he's out. Misses Hag 1, aiming a little too high.
Gets booped again. There we go. 47-48.
47-48. GG to Xafication for finishing. And otherwise, pretty good run
Nice
aside
run.
from the 2 really big mistakes that happened.
Yeah.